All right, fellow Vikings, welcome back. This time, prepping your garden in the autumn. Okay, so I said I was going to talk about this pond before I get into garden prepping, so that's what I'm going to do. Yep, okay. Yeah, I don't know what that was. But this pond right here, was it supposed to be here? It wasn't supposed to be a pond. I might get in trouble for talking about this because I signed a contract non-disclosure. But while the Rainies were here, one of the producers had Marty with the excavator just take a scoop right here and pile it. So there you go. All right, because my humanure compost pile is right there. Like, gross right there. And actually, if you look really closely in the video where they're showing the guineas and the what do you call it, the aviary area, all right, with the little tree house and stuff, if you look in the background, you'll see a pile of hay. We'll get to that in a minute. Okay, so the producers were, or the, I don't know, director, whatever you call the guy, right? They're from London, all right? They're from a media corporation in London or England somewhere, you know, UK stuff. So poo is gross. Yeah, you know, all kinds of poo are gross, and human poo will get you sick. So they say. I mean, I don't use it for me. I compost it and put it on to trees. Like, literally, I compost it on the trees. So, I mean, it does nothing gross for us. Doesn't get in the water supply. Doesn't get with our animals or anything like that, you know. So everything's good to go. Everything's safe. And yes, I'm talking about poo, because that also goes into autumn prepping and everything. We'll get to that in a minute too. But the story of this pond. All right, this pond, they thought that poo was really gross and it was going to get us sick, and more importantly, they can't show it on TV. And because it was really hard to work around those shots, they had Marty dig this hole. They wanted me to take take a shovel, all right, and a wheelbarrow that I don't have, or I didn't have. I have a wheelbarrow now, but and shovel the poo that is way out of the way next to a big oak over here, all right, and pile it into that hole. I was not going to do this, especially since I wanted it done by the next day. No, sir, no. This is not going to happen. All right, he's like, well, then we're not going to give you guineas. I'm like, okay, then you don't give us guineas and you don't get the shot. That's cool. You don't get to talk about it on TV, which is, I mean, it would suck for us, but it would have been fine because I didn't have to shovel poo. I've already got to carry it over here in a bucket and dump it. So there's that, all right? But yeah, without talking to me, he dug the hole, he had the hole dug, and now it's just a pond that's sitting over here. I'm gonna eventually, if you look, like the trees go across here, there's a fence on that side of it. I'm gonna continue the fence over to here, and then there's a straight line of trees that come straight up this way. Okay, and so that's the border where my goat pen is going to be. So that pond is going to be their main water source. But, you know, that's me retroactively finding things for it. And I've used it to get water for the goats a couple times throughout the summers and stuff. Or say, because this pond doesn't fill up at all. Like, it'll fill up completely during the spring and fall, but summertime, it's gone quickly. It's really, like really quickly gone. But yeah, that's the story of this pond. This pond wasn't supposed to be here. It was only because of the producer not liking poop. Oh, I told you I'd talk about the hay. Okay, so the compromise we came up with was throw some hay over the poo. There you go. So if you look for it, if you go back and watch a TV show, there's a pile of hay in the background of a couple of the shots when they're showing off the aviary. And it's covering up a pile of poo. Well, technically, I mean, it's humanure. It had been there for like a year at that point, or not a year, about 4 or 5 months at that point. So like you couldn't even tell it was human poop or poop at all. It just looked like a pile of dirt, right? So I don't get what it was going at. You know, whatever, dude. But yeah, anyways, prepping your garden in the autumn for spring, fall, harvest stuff's going on, right? I'm walking up this way. So it's really important to start your gardens now, right? It means that you need far less work in the spring. You don't have to buy soil, right? Those houses and the goat houses over here and everything, like your animal houses have to be cleaned out anyways, all right? What are you gonna do with all that muck and poo and manure and all that stuff if you, you know, you don't use it? You're just gonna pile it off somewhere, spread it out next to some trees. That's not like human poop. That stuff's good. That's gold, right? And by good, I mean my plants love it. You see my garden, right? But during the autumn, right, is the time to really get your. I'm spinning around here, guys. Sorry, I hope you're not dizzy. I need to open this gate so I can take you in here. Is to get your garden going. I'm not left-handed, and I'm trying to open some left hand. There you go. Okay. Dog, come on, dog. Yeah, my worker dog is always here with me. Here, I'm gonna show you him real quick. Hey, buddy. You're peeing on the hay. Hey, buddy. I love this guy. He's great. You good boy? Yeah, you good boy, Dalek? Let's go this way. Let's go this way. Yeah. Oh, don't fall. Hey, come here. Come here. Good boy. That's a good boy, Dalek. All right, so this is all poop. All right. The ground starts right here, right? And there's a little ledge right there with straw and poop mixed. This is just this year. Legitimately, that is just this year's poop. That's it. Like, it's not a couple years. It's just this year. And this huge pile right here, right? That's all this year's unused, uncompacted poop, right? And I'm using that to reinforce the drainage that I have going right there, that trench, so that it really landscapes the way I want it to divert the water off and not into a swampy area. Like, hold on, turn this way real quick. This area right here, that whole area becomes nothing but swamp and everything. The goats aren't able to walk there in the wintertime. So I'm trying to divert as much, like there's literally a cut in that goes that way and a cut in that goes this way that overlap each other so that the water is diverted away from there as much as possible and it dries out that area. Actually, in the spring, if you dig down a foot right there, you'll be standing on solid ground. You dig down a foot, you're hitting water. But, you know, I'm working on it. I'm trying to help these guys. But that huge shelf right there has to be pulled out of there every year, right? And this is just a standard livestock thing. If you have livestock, you're gonna have to deal with poop. Come on, dog, let's go. He's a really good dog. I don't know if you heard him. He just ran through. Now I got to try and close this while I'm still on camera. Oh, look at that pile of hay. Isn't that massive? That was about 10 minutes for one person with a rake. Literally just pulled it off the top of the old stuff. All right. But, okay. Normally what I'd want to do is I want to bring that top stuff first and then come over to the garden over here and lay that layer down. All right. I didn't do that because I'm obviously using it over here this year. Geez, long walk over here. But, yeah, you want to bring it over here and pile it up. See, inside of your bed. All right, and just literally wheelbarrow after wheelbarrow. Just bring it on out and work into your bed and then flatten it out and they'll turn into nice black soil like this is. And yes, these are still growing. Everything else is dead. We still have our lettuces, and this is kale and mustard greens and red mustard. And yeah, like it's literally that easy. You literally just take your poop over there in the fall, or your hay or straw, whatever you have, you put inside your garden. You let it sit there and rot over the winter, and next spring, just plant directly in it, it'll be good to go. Promise you, you'll have an amazing garden this year if you do something like this. And it'll cost you far less than going to the store and getting those bags of fertilizer or soil mix, you know, when you make your own. There's plenty of videos out there on this, so go check anything else if you like, do your own research, you know. But that's it for this time, guys, and I'll see you later. Bye.